Hello everyone, it's King Sloth and welcome back to another reaction video. Today we're reacting to some of the finest pieces of tech I think I've ever been recommended to react to. And this is the new NATO XQ-58A Valkyrie. It's a drone powered by AI. This is meant to be the craziest thing I've ever seen. I'm not gonna lie, this could change the whole war in Ukraine if it gets used, because just from looking at the stats of this, it looks mad. For those who don't know me, my name is King Sloth. I was in the British Army for just under 7 years before transferred across to the Royal Air Force, where I still currently serve. I do daily video logs and do 3 reaction videos per week. Make sure to leave a like, a comment down below what I should react to next, or any tech you think will be interesting for me to react to, and subscribe. We're aiming for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year. But you're not interested in that. You're interested in the reaction. Let's get into it.
Launch.
This is the new Valkyrie drone. It's a prototype of a system that is said to take out targets over a distance of up to 3,000 miles and run on artificial intelligence. The Valkyrie XQ-58A.
Okay, 3,000 miles in itself is absurd. That is a stupid distance. And the fact that there's not a person in that plane risking getting killed because it's powered by AI is amazing.
Could be an important part of the U.S. military's multi-billion-dollar effort to expand its arsenal with thousands of drones in the next several years, all so it can keep up with increasingly advanced adversaries like China.
The Department of Defense has been quite clear that there's a concern about the conventional military balance really shifting in the Indo-Pacific in favor of China, which has more missiles and more people than the United States.
And also we've just seen today the news as of 13th of March that China has officially taken over the US in having the biggest navy in the world. That's crazy. These drones are going to be doing bits. If anything happens with China, these drones are going to be doing bits.
And so to offset that eroding conventional balance, there's a view that we need to buy more next generation drones to bring mass to the theater and reset the regional balance.
Here's how the Valkyrie is built for stealth and how it could fit into the U.S. military's plans to establish a fleet of artificial intelligence systems.
It's really the only system flying, particularly that's been flying as long as it has, with mission configuration systems, with autonomy, with artificial intelligence, that's in the true attritable class range, which means sub $10 million, fully integrated, mission capable.
The Valkyrie, made by defense company Kratos, is...
Okay, I get the saying like it's sub $10 million. Then I remembered it's America we're talking about. They've got the money. Also, a little bit of a Easter egg here on the plane. It says Kratos right there. It's the god of war. There you go.
Designed for stealth missions using parts that are easily sourced. It is still in the development process and will have to compete with other AI-equipped drones for additional military funding. But within its class of drones, around the $5 to $10 million price point, military experts say it's a notable contender.
We focus on a reduced number of parts. Obviously, the fewer parts you have, typically the less expensive something is. Some of the avionics are common with general aviation aircraft. Some of the avionics are custom and designed by us and by some of our suppliers specifically for the Valkyrie. It's the mix of all those that allows you to have a system with the capability level that this has, but without the sticker price of what typically would be a manned fighter aircraft.
The Valkyrie weighs 20.
That's also great that they are building their own parts as well as, finding other companies that can source them. Because a lot of countries you'll see, I've mentioned this in previous videos, they'll buy things from other countries and then when it comes to repair them, it's painful trying to get these parts. So the fact that this drone, the Valkyrie, can have parts almost readily made or backlogged, or can have things made a lot quicker than trying to order some in, is a massive, massive bonus.
500 pounds, about as much as 2 or 3 concert grand pianos. 30 feet long with a wingspan of 27 feet, it's made to evade radar detection through its curved shape and more specific features like the serpentine inlet that feeds its turbofan engine.
Wow.
The Valkyrie can accelerate to Mach 0.85, travel 3,000 miles at up to 45,000 feet in altitude, and carry 600 pounds of weapons internally and the same amount on each wing. And
okay, so it could fly for 3,000 miles but the missiles itself can also fire for 3,000 miles. Is that correct? That's what I said at the start of the video. Put that out there.
It doesn't require a runway to launch. It can fly from aircraft carriers or small airfields.
That's amazing.
One of the most important parts of the Valkyrie is what's controlling it.
It's a combination of the AI.
I'm sorry, but that's a massive thing. Let me just run that back for a second. The fact it doesn't need a runway to launch is huge. Imagine if you have a situation where you've got planes coming to attack like an airfield, and you have, say, 6 or 7 of these ready to go. You could almost use these as like anti-air defense, because you can have them all pitched up, ready to go, AI controlled. Let's get them out there straight up. That's a massive point. That shouldn't be brushed over. Doesn't need a runway.
Runway to launch.
That's
it can
massive.
Fly from aircraft carriers or small airfields. But one of the most important parts of the Valkyrie is what's controlling it.
It's a combination of the AI with the features of the aircraft itself that really make it unique. So think about the Vanguard programs that the Air Force has rolled out to say this represents the future, like adding uncrewed systems, performing manned-unmanned teaming, performing multiple teams of uncrewed aircraft together, and all of those proof of concept elements have been demonstrated with the Valkyrie as it's evolved. And in addition to proving those basic concepts, the Valkyrie evolved as a system so that it can be a primary platform and system that will ultimately be used to perform those actual missions.
The U.S. military has
That's
recently
amazing.
doubled down on artificial intelligence to counter threats from China and keep up with its rapidly expanding arsenal.
We must move with urgency and unity of purpose to ensure we can maintain the peace and have our troops ready for whatever may come. Because
This might sound really scary and very over dramatic also, but the fact it's now, like back in World War II, it was a race to create a nuclear bomb. Now it almost seems like it's a race to create the biggest and best drones. It's kind of scary when you think about it like that.
that's what's
What are
required
they
in
going
this
to
era
make
of strategic
next?
competition with
It's
the PRC.
madness.
While some military technology already incorporates artificial intelligence, like computers that pull data from satellite images or video, the military is exploring tech with much broader capabilities, from inexpensive drones with various intelligence-gathering sensors to
Like these
automated
in
missile
Ukraine?
defense systems. The military intends to use these in such large numbers that enemies can't destroy them all. At this point, multiple branches of the military and defense contractors are working on AI pilot systems, and they're testing some with the Valkyrie. The Air Force Research Lab conducted its first test
Kratos.
mission with an AI-equipped Valkyrie over the summer. And Shield AI, a contractor for the Defense Department, is working on its own AI pilot with the drone. The Valkyrie
Wow.
is designed to run a variety of missions in contested airspace. Its AI pilot would use a range of sensors to monitor and interpret its surroundings.
That's
the
so
AI
cool.
would share that information and act on it, issuing commands to the plane's onboard computer system, which would determine the flight path and settings to get where it needs to go. If the Valkyrie locates a target, it would get human authorization
Okay.
before neutralizing it using bombs or other weapons.
I was about to say, please tell me it has like some sort of, you've got to push this red button to fire the missile, because I still don't like the idea of using AI for everything. I still think there needs to be human error on a few of the things. So having this like authorization protocol is huge. That's massive.
In a military operation, the Valkyrie could execute missions autonomously or be used in conjunction with fighter jets. Because the Valkyrie can carry up to 1,800 pounds of payload, it could also be used to launch a variety of weapons. But many military experts have voiced concerns about putting weapons in the wings of drones running on artificial intelligence, that drones could inadvertently deploy weapons that could cause harm or escalate conflict.
There are huge ethical and potentially legal considerations associated.
Okay, but also with the idea of like a lot of these planes will be tested hundreds, if not thousands of times before they're used in these sort of environments. Like anything can happen. Same as like an actual pilot with a jet with missiles attached. Accidents can happen on human error, not just AI error. It's one of the things. Some things just happen. We can't always blame AI.
With putting true artificial intelligence in a drone. In the United Nations, there's discussions about banning lethal autonomous weapons, of course. But the problem with all of this is that our adversaries are unlikely to participate in any kind of ban on lethal autonomous weapons. And the United States, in fact, is not participating in any kind of ban. So the real issue is that even though we choose to act in a way that conforms with our values and our role in the international system, other countries may not choose to do that.
That's
The Valkyrie
what you
is
need to be
priced at
prepared.
$5 to $10 million. That's a fraction of the price of a crewed aircraft. An F-35 fighter jet can cost about $90 million, though in practice, many cost significantly more.
So in reality, you could buy 10 Valkyries for one of these jets, and also then there's no risk of a pilot losing their life because it's powered by AI. That it's looking more and more like the Air Force getting replaced. If this works well, potentially they can move on to something like fighter jets rather than these drones.
But as the U.S. military looks to add thousands of AI drones within the next 2 years to its fleet, it will also be exploring systems that are substantially cheaper. Even if they don't travel as far or as fast or carry as many weapons, they could use the same AI piloting software being developed on the XQ-58A.
Other drones could accept some of the same autonomy. The basic AI and the ability to deploy AI across a number of systems is very important. And if you look at some of the things that the Air Force has published lately, they've been very open. Their intent is to have a family of systems across the DoD and to maximize
Can someone please tell me what DoD is? Because I've heard that a few times in this video and I still don't actually know what it means.
commonality from an AI perspective, from an interface perspective with those different uncrewed aircraft systems, so that it doesn't require one specific trained operator for any one aircraft type. The difference, again, becomes in the mission capability.
There's still development work to go. In a
Of course.
test mission this summer, the Air Force Research Lab says an AI-equipped Valkyrie solved a tactical challenge problem in the air, but didn't provide more specifics. But whether the Valkyrie will move forward
That's
through
still cool.
proposed initiatives like the Air Force's planned Collaborative Combat Aircraft program remains to be seen. Other companies are also working on their own drones, like
That is massive. Imagine having these Valkyrie jets next to the actual like F-35s, and they're almost like shadowing your jet, and the pilot in the plane, like the actual human pilot, could be like, enemy down there, go deal with it, and it goes and deals with that situation. That'd be, oh my god, the possibilities of these planes are crazy, crazy.
Boeing's MQ-28A Ghost Bat. According to Kratos, the Valkyrie is already at a stage where it could be used, but full deployment is probably at least a year away.
Because the Department of Defense hasn't really settled on exactly the types of drones it wants to buy yet, and in fact probably needs a family of drones.
Very true.
What you've seen is that industry has responded to this demand signal with this wonderfully diverse set of capabilities that really do span the whole spectrum from the very small to the much larger. Some of them are focused on intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. Some of them can carry air-to-air missiles. A real question, and the thing that industry is waiting for, is where is that demand signal now to scale production of these drones? This is an urgent question because we want to shore up our force structure in short order to build up that combat credible force.
Given how big a shift economical AI-equipped weapons represent for the U.S. military, it's unclear exactly how or when the Valkyrie or the software being built on it will actually reach the battlefield.
Okay, so, not gonna lie, that looks crazy. The fact that you're gonna have a plane which is a tenth of the cost of an F-35 could potentially fly next to an F-35, deal with enemies up to 3,000 miles away without any risk of human life on your own aircraft. That, to me, solves so many issues. I would rather have 10 of these drones than a single F-35. Yes, obviously, certain things, such as like your instincts, will work, but then again, if you have some of the best pilots in the US military working on the AI, like helping almost give the code for like decision making that it needs to do, that's a massive thing. That's huge. I love the fact that they've actually got the security setting on it where it has to be approved before it fires. I think they should have it a situation where if it is getting shot at, it should be able to work out where it's getting shot from and be able to deal with it like itself. I'll be like, okay, I'm getting shot for this area. I'm gonna go down. Before I go down, let me do this and take out enemy once obviously it's been approved. But technology is increasing at a rapid rate, rapid rate. So it's like the US are trying to keep up with China, and the China are constantly striving to get the next best thing, the next best thing. I mentioned earlier in the video, it reminds me very much of World War II, where it was Germany and the the enemy and the Allied nations racing to make this atomic bomb, racing to make it, and the first one to drop it wins. It's almost like when they hit a certain level of these drones, it'd be like nothing can beat it. We've hit that point. Let's see what happens if we go to war. That's it. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the catalyst is the best way of explaining it. But anyway, it has been King Sloth. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope let me know what you thought of this Valkyrie drone, whether it should be used or not. Some people are very much against AI. Some people are very much for AI, and I'm very much for it. I think it's an amazing invention. I want to see how it progresses into military life. But it has been King Sloth. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe. We're going to hit 10k for the end of the year. I'm setting a big goal this year. Let's get it done. Peace.